Hi, hope you're having a lovely day. This is going to be a makeup tutorial video. I haven't done one for a few weeks, so I thought it was about time I should do one. And I'm using some familiar makeup products, but also I'm using my Urban Decay Naked Heat Petite palette, which I haven't shown on my channel before. I've been using it non-stop since I had it a good couple of weeks ago. Absolutely adore the palette. So this is the facial look that I've created. So if you'd like to see how I did it, and if you'd like to see my techniques and some tips and tricks, and maybe not tricks but tips maybe, then carry on watching. Right, to start I'm using Optical Illusion, and it's a complexion primer by Urban Decay, and it's soothing rosehip and argan oil, and it's pore perfecting. And then onto my foundation. So I'm using my everyday favourite foundation. This is in shade 12. L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour matte. It's mattifying foundation. So that's what that looks like. Now, I don't like a full, thick, heavy coverage like the Double Wear, Estee Lauder Double Wear or Urban Decay All Nighter gives. I just find it too cakey, and especially because I'm getting a little bit older, it shows up all my fine lines and wrinkles, and I don't like that. But I do like a cover that covers a lot of my face. I've got quite a bit of discoloration, I've got broken capillaries, acne scarring, stuff like that. So I want an even looking sort of canvas to put my makeup on, but also I want it to be quite natural looking. Oh, I'm difficult, but this is wonderful. If any of you lot have tried this and you like it, or you don't like it, let me know down below. I'd love to see your comments. But yeah, I've been using it for years. So I've just put some on my hand, and I'm going to be using a beauty sponge. So I got a Dampen Down Nancy Beauty Blending Sponge. Absolutely love it. Just one of my favourite sponges. I think it cost me £3–4 from TK Maxx. Yeah, I've got a few now. They're just lovely, lovely, lovely. So just dab that on. So I normally use Tarte Shape Tape. That is my holy grail of concealers, but I'm running out of it. So I'm using Urban Decay, and it's the All Nighter Concealer, and it's waterproof full coverage concealer. This is in shade Light Warm. I would have preferred it a little bit lighter, but no, it's fine. It's really fine. I think it costs about £20 something, so a little bit cheaper than Sharp. I keep saying that, Sharp Shape Tape. And just dab it under my eyes, and just on the little spots that I want to cover up more. And then using the sponge, just blend it all in. There. I'd say the difference between this and the Tarte concealer is the fact that this creases a little bit more. So with the sharp shape, no, it's not sharp, with the Shape Tape, that doesn't crease on me whatsoever, but this one does, and I think it's because it's a little bit thicker. But I still like it, and it's fine. It's not, I've had a lot worse. So I'm going to be setting my eyes now. So I'm just going to use some Rimmel Stay Matte powder, just swirl it, tap it, and just set in my eyelids. Now you might have noticed that when I applied the concealer, I blended up onto my eyelids. I don't wear an eyeshadow primer. I just find that using the concealer and setting it like what I'm doing now works perfectly. My makeup seems to be really long lasting, so yeah, it's fine. So I'm just going to dab here, just in my T-zone. By applying a powder, setting my T-zone with powder, it helps disguise pores as well. It almost sort of blurs them out further, as opposed to just leaving it. So I leave my face is fine. I don't need to powder that. So on to my eyebrows. I'm currently obsessed with Benefit Brows. I love the Precisely My brow. Now this costs £20, and it lasts me, I'd say, about 3 months. So not a lot, it doesn't last long at all, but I love it so much. It's got an amazing spoolie on the back there. Hold on. got too much stuff in my hands. The nib here is super tiny, so you're able to create really, really fine strokes. Absolutely love it. So normally I start off with Goof Proof, but I haven't got Goof Proof with me. Goof Proof is an eye pencil, an eyebrow pencil I should say, but it's a little bit thicker, the nib is thicker, so I normally use that first to fill in my eyebrow, then I brush it all through, then using the Precisely My Brow I do more detail work, and then I finish off with a Gimme Brows. I've got Precisely My Brow in shade 3 and Gimme Brow, which is a volumizing eyebrow gel type thing, and it's got a slight colour. So I don't like my eyebrows to look too fake and I don't like them to look too dark either, so I have opted for number 1, which is blonde, and I think it's fine. It is fine. It keeps my eyebrows in place, and sometimes I use a gel as well, but I bought this recently and I'm loving it. So I haven't got my Goof Proof. I can't find it anywhere, so I'm just going to have to do my brows today with just these 2 products. Next, going in with a Gimme Brow, I'm just going to be brushing this through. There, that's my brows done. I'm just going to tidy them up a little bit. I'm using a brow illuminator and it's by Eyelure. And I'm just going to be drawing underneath and then blending it in with my finger. And this just creates like a nicer, clean line. Love this pencil, so much easier than concealer. It's just a pencil, you just draw it in, but it's so soft and really, really easy to blend. You've got on one end it's a matte creamy colour, and on the other it's like a pinky shimmery but very, very pale pink. It's got a slight shimmer to it, so yeah, it's up to you. So it's quite handy if you wanted to do like an arch highlight using this pencil as well. There, I look great, don't I? So just using a finger with as small a nail as possible, it'd be this one. Just going to blend that out, or blend that downwards then. So when that's done, I'm going to go in and set it with an eyeshadow. For this, I always use a very pale, sort of off-white-ish, matte as possible base. Now, because I'm using the Urban Decay Petite palette, I am going to be using it's called Inhale. It's the palest one there, but it's got the ever so slighter shimmer. I don't normally use that type of colour for an all-over base, but I do quite like it, and it's not in your face shimmer, so I just find that mattes work a lot better to add your different colours, and then you can always add a bit of shimmer afterwards. So I'm just using an Eco Tools brush and just applying that all over my lid. There. So before I go on, I'm going to do the rest of my face now. I know it's all a bit back to front. I swap and change all the time. Yeah, normally I do my face first before my brows, but no, for some reason I went on to doing my brows today. Now these next 3 items that I'm going to use, you might have seen me talking about it over on Instagram, you might have seen my video here on YouTube. Oh, I'm in love with them, absolutely in love with them. It's the new L'Oreal Makeup No Makeup range, and it is gorgeous. They are so subtle, but you can really build up, really, really build up. They're just such flattering colours. Like if I were to recommend any blusher, bronzer, highlighter at affordable prices, because I think because they're still quite relatively new, you'll find that there's lots of L'Oreal deals on like 3 for 2s. So I think they cost like £8.99 each. I think the highlighter was £12.99, so I ended up getting one of these for free. So it's good, it was good. So using a Real Techniques bronzing brush, do that. Swirling it onto the tops of my cheeks, and then connecting it up to my forehead and swirling it around. It just gives me such a gorgeous glow. Oh, I can't wait until I'm tanned. Fake tanned all the way, but I can't wait. And then I'll just bring it down here, just so that it connects to the rest of my body. But yeah, in just that little bit there, you can see the difference between nothing and glow. Nothing and a little bit of glow. Bit on my nose. Where the sun catches your skin. Glowy. So next I'm using the blusher, and this is in the same range, and it's called Peach Addict, and it smells of peaches. In my video review I did of this, of first impressions, I didn't even notice until someone mentioned on Instagram, it smells of peaches. It is gorgeous. Nice. Using a Real Techniques blusher brush, just lightly tapping that onto the tops of my cheeks, my apples, and then lightly feathering it up into my temples. Just slightly up like that. And you can build and build and build. So there's no danger of putting it onto your face and going, ah, what have I done? There. Next highlight. It comes in two palettes. This one is called La Vie en Glow. I'm not sure what the other one is, but I think the other one is darker. You've got darker shades, so this is the paler shade one. I like to mix these two together to create a highlight. Using a Zoeva highlighting brush. It's the 105. So just on the very, very tips, right on top of my cheekbone. A little V. Not sure if you can see. Natural sunlight picks up highlight really, really well. It's all fake in here. I've got a little bit of natural sunlight in the Velux window above me, but yeah, it's a bit cloudy. Tiny bit above my eyebrows. Just where, again, where the light bounces off your face. Tiny bit on my bridge. Tiny bit there. I don't want a beacon of a nose, but just a tiny bit above my lips. And a tiny bit on my chin. There. Good tip if you've overdone it on the highlight or the blush is to go in with a big, clean, fluffy brush and blend it all in. I do it very lightly. It is literally just touching my skin, but I do this anyway, and I just think it just softens everything, whether I've applied too much or not. If I have applied too much, then I dip into a translucent powder and I just blend it like this, and it usually buffs it out fine. So I always do this with a clean, fluffy brush. It just makes it more blended into my face. So that's my base done, and that's my eyebrows done. So next I'm on to eyeshadow. All the colours I'll be using from the Urban Decay Naked Heat Petite. I love this palette so much. Love it, love it, love it. And I'm going to be working my way up the colours. I might as well use them all. Show you what they're like. I've already used that one. And now I'm using that one, and that one is called Vibrate. So this is a deluxe crease brush by Real Techniques. It's just a really nice wide brush. So I'm just going to, in circular motion, just apply that all over my lid. Well, not up the top, about 3/4 of the way. So just under here and out here. So it's a very, very slight colour. So it acts as a guide then for you, so you know where to apply further eyeshadows. And applying lighter shades like this is a little less intimidating than going full in with some of the darker shades, particularly on this palette. By doing this, you're sort of working your way up slowly. So using a 228 crease brush by Zoeva, I'm going in with a third colour, and this is called Hot Spell. Similar area, but just, I'm not going to be going up here, I'm just going to be going here. So just underneath. Very, very, very light circular motions. Notice that I'm not touching the lid. I'll leave that until the very end. So I'm slightly bringing it out now. So I want it to come about here because I'm going to be pulling colour underneath my eye. So I don't want it to finish here. I want it to come out a bit so then it can follow underneath my eye, and it'll just give that illusion of a wider eye or a bigger eye. Or else if I finished the eyeshadow right here, the corner of my eye to the top of my eyebrow, then any colour underneath my eye, it'll look disconnected. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. So bringing it out, concentrating more in the corner here, but then just slightly bringing it out. So the shape is like a chevron, as one of my subscribers told me. I kept saying triangles, it's a chevron, like a big V. So that's what I want. So then, hopefully you can see that there's a bit of a difference already. Next eye. Right, using the same brush, I'm going up a notch, so I'm going to Wild Thing, which is my favourite colour, is this one here. I love this colour. It's so vibrant. Still using the 228. I'm just going to start bringing colour down onto my lid, just a little bit. Creating like a little ball on my lid. Just there, not in the corner, not in that corner, sort of off centre here. So that's going to act as my guide, because I want this colour to really stand out, but it's going to act as a guide for when I put the darker colours on the outer corner. It'll all make sense in a minute, hopefully. So going up a shade, I'm going to the Heist, which is this one here. And I'm using a Zoeva 227, and I'm just patting the colour. This brush it's not flat, it is fluffy, but it's got a more of a square instead of a roundness to it. So I'm just patting it on there, slightly bringing it above with bright oranges. I'm just patting it on, bringing it up slightly, concentrating more in the outer corner, but I still want to see the other colours quite clearly here. Then I'm going into the dark colour now. It's called Strike, and it's this one here, right on the end, and I'm using a Zoeva 231 brush. Now this is more like a pencil brush, really great for detail work. I'm going to be creating like a tiny little chevron V. So a little bit on top of my lid. I'm pulling it up there a little bit. So this corner I want to be darkened up a bit. And then slightly fill that in. So do you remember I said about the orange being my sort of guide? I can still see a little bit of it there, and that's how I want to keep it. I don't want to bring the colour over too much because I want to concentrate on the darkness on the outer corner. So I'm just tapping it now to blend. And I'll be adding more of that vibrant orange afterwards. There. Can you see the difference between the eyes? On to the next one. So going back to that orange, the Wild Thing, and using the 228 brush that I used before, just going to brighten up the middle now. I'm just tapping it onto my eyelids, concentrating in the middle. Now to brighten up the inner corner, I've got a Beauty Big Bang, it's a highlighting brush. I'm going to go back to the very first colour that I use, which is the Inhale. I will be using a different product, but for now I'm just going to use this. So I'm just going to place it in the corner and then slightly blend in very, very lightly into the orange, because I want that to look well blended. I just want it to sleep. Not a dramatic difference as you can see, but it just finishes off the look a bit better before I apply the inner corner highlight, which I'll do at the end after I've done my under eye. So there, so that it's all in prep really. I've got Eva, and it's a 230 and it's a pencil brush. I'm going to be using the Hot Spell, which is the third colour along this palette here. Similar sort of process, I'm just starting with a lighter shade and then following all my under eye. There you go. So using the same brush, I'm going to go in with Wild Thing, the bright orange. Now I'm only going to go 3/4 of the way, so I'm just going to go here and mainly in the middle, mainly here, because I want it to mirror what my top eyelid is doing. So I want it mainly here. I'm not going in and not really concentrating on the outer corner. So there. To darken up the outer corner, I'm going in with the very last one, and that is the Strike colour, and that is only 1/4 of the way to blend and meet up with the orange. And then with this, I'm slightly bringing it up so it connects. Bring it over. There you go. So it looks a bit chunky, a little bit, yeah, not as finished. So using a clean brush, and I'm using a Sigma, and it's a tapered blending one, and it's a E35, sweeping it underneath, sort of blending it out a little bit. And this just helps soften it. But then bringing it up here as well. I'll show you the difference now. There, can you see the difference just for that slight little blend? It just softens it, it's not as harsh. So going back to the L'Oreal highlighting palette, I'm going to be using the very palest colour there, and that's going to be my inner eye highlight. I don't want to go over my lid, so, and I don't want it just to be a dot, so I have to be really careful. But it's, I start off with a dot, and then lightly blend up, lightly blend down. No, I did that back to front, didn't I? So start with a dot, then lightly push up, lightly press down. And I want this to blend in with the orange. If you've made a bit of a mess with a highlight, you can easily just tidy it up, getting a clean brush and wipe it underneath like that and blend it over. So there. So just to highlight the very tips of my arches using a clean brush, just dabbing that there. I would wear this with a winged eyeliner and some black eyeliner underneath my eyes, but for today I think it's quite nice to actually just wear some mascara with it. And yeah, let's see how my lashes look today. I'm trying to take a little bit of a break of wearing false eyelashes because the glue I don't think is really good for my lashes. So yeah, I'll see what it looks like. But before I do that, I'm going to apply some lipstick. I've got a Laura Mercier, and this is a Hazelnut Tea lip pencil. From the Nude collection. I love it, absolutely love it. And for lipstick, I've got a Phase Zero, and this is in shade Gingerbread. And this is a liquid matte shade. Absolutely love this colour. Even though this is long lasting, it does come off, so I've just applied the lip liner all over my lips just for that extra oomph of staying power. There. Gorgeous colour, love it. So for my eyelashes, I'm using a mascara. I didn't think much of at first, but I've been playing around with it and I quite like it, and I've had it in one of my beauty boxes and I can't remember which one, but it's the Decay, and it's Max Lash Volumizing Mascara. So I think this is like a little travel size one. This is what the wand is like. Really unusual wand. You can see it's all different size bristles and shapes. I really like it. Unfortunately, my eyelash curlers have gone. They have broken, so I need to buy some more, so I won't be using them today, but normally I would. So here we go. There, so my eyes are finished. Have made a little bit of a mess. Hopefully you can't see, but there's a little blobs of mascara on my eyelids which I'll get rid of. You can't really notice, I'm not sure. What I love about this palette, absolutely love it, the fact that these colours really bring out the green in my eyes. Hopefully you'll be able to see on the camera, but I've got hazel eyes, so it's like a mix of brown and green. Depends on the different eyeshadow colours I use, it changes the colour of my eyes. Not really, but you know what I mean. And this palette makes my eyes look green, and I love green eyes. I want green eyes. Yeah, they're not vibrant, but I can definitely tell that they are like a green colour. So yeah, so I would either put on fake eyelashes now and just to create more of a dramatic look, or I would add a black wing and a little bit of black eyeliner in the corner just to connect the wing. But otherwise I'm quite happy to leave it like this today. I think it's quite a pretty look, it's quite glowy, it's quite warm, it's very summery, and yeah, I really like it. I really like it, and yeah. So I'm going to go off and get glammed up and do something for my hair. Done my hair, put a bit of jewellery on. I need a hair wash really. I've got roots coming, so I need to do my hair tonight. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to, yeah, tie it up and let it just do its own thing for today. I forgot one thing, I forgot setting spray. Love this setting spray. Again, it's as with primers, I tend to have a lot of different setting sprays. Not an obsession, but just an accumulation of the same products. This is NYX, and it's the Dewy Finish Long Lasting Setting Spray. It's about £7. Absolutely love it. So I'm going to spray that on my face. Ooh. Oh, I just love a spray on my face. And I hope my mascara hasn't run now. Ooh. And now my hair is soaking wet. Never mind. I hope you like this makeup tutorial. I'd love to know if you were able to follow along with me and able to do this and recreate this look yourself as well. So especially if you've got the Naked Heat palette, although you don't need that palette, you can adapt my techniques to any other eyeshadow palette. But yeah, so I'd love to know if you're going to give it a try and yeah, what your thoughts are. So thanks for watching, and if you haven't done so already, it'd be lovely if you did leave me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for lots more videos to come. So thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye bye.